All right, guys, let's peel away the shell and get right to the kernel, shall we? Let's get right to it. From CNN, New York Governor Andrew Cuomo said yesterday America, quote, was never that great, unquote, during a speech on Wednesday, drawing criticism from President Donald Trump and the Republican looking to unseat him in November. Cuomo made the comments in the context of a larger argument about gender equality and women achieving their full potential. Quote, we're not going to make America great again. It was never that great, said Cuomo, a Democrat. Number one, doesn't surprise me in the least to hear a Democrat say America was never that great. Democrats may deny it. Then again, they lie. But they may deny it, but Democrats despise America. The only thing they despise more than America are Americans who believe America is great. I was once fortunate enough to meet Andrew Cuomo's father, Mario Cuomo. I got to chat with him in a restaurant before a meeting. Nice guy. And I remember him well. One of the times he was running for mayor and then governor in New York, and when he was governor, because I was living in New York then, I'm of the firm belief that if Mario Cuomo were here today, he would slap his son across the face. What Andrew Cuomo said is obviously wrong. It is amazingly stupid. And we are, in some funky kind of way, indebted to Andrew Cuomo. There's a chance he might have become the Democrat candidate for president. Instead, he torched his political career yesterday. He will never be anything more than he is right now. And that's a good thing, because just like sharp knives in the hands of children, power in the hands of liberals is a very, very dangerous thing. And if you don't believe me, look at 8 years of Barack Obama, who, by the way, his apologists now are trying to say that he, Barack Obama, who decimated this country's economy and our industries and our jobs and race relations, the worst president in our lifetime, lackeys are now trying to make the case that it's Obama who's responsible for the supercharged economy we have now, when anyone with an IQ over room temperature knows that it's all due to Donald Trump. So how can I put this diplomatically? Democrats stink. They hate America. Their policies are disasters. And that's how we're beginning the show today. It's Thursday. It's Riell Truth. We'll be right back.
Driving a vehicle with hail damage in a thunderstorm, tired of waiting months to get your vehicle repaired, it's specialized with its painless dent and hail repair. And unlike traditional body shops, Dent Vision gets your vehicle back to you in days, not weeks. Insurance approved, top quality repairs with lifetime warranty. Call today for your immediate appointment. 970-541-0679. That's 970-541-0679, or look us up at dentvision.com.
Grandpa's Pawn and Gun, serving Longmont and the Front Range of Colorado since 1994. We specialize in guns and currently have over 400 guns for sale. We also buy, sell, pawn, and trade for gold, silver, musical instruments, knives, archery equipment, quads, side-by-side, coins, and a lot more. We buy gun collections and do appraisals, which is smart for insurance purposes should a claim arise. We are, according to ATF, Colorado's second highest volume gun dealer, and because we have a lot lower overhead than the big box stores, we can beat the big box stores by as much as $100 per gun. And we have the lowest interest rates in northern Colorado, half of what the corporate stores charge when you're doing a loan. Come and see us at Grandpa's Pawn and Gun. If you love guns, if you love gold, come and see us. Check us out on the web www.grandpaspond.com or 303-772-7952. Grandpa?
All right, guys, let's get right to it. But before we do, 1 week from today will be Riell Truth's 10th anniversary show. 1 week from today. I hope you will join me then. Here is Sean Hannity from last night with Mark Levin. What they had to say is very important. Give a listen. That's a lie. That's a lie. That's a lie. Excuse me. Shut up, sweetie. Security clearances are not a right granted by our maker. This guy Brennan is a swamp scumbag who has been using his security clearance to undermine the Trump administration, help weaken America, and by the way, to line his pockets. So what does he deserve? Well, he deserves a good sharp slap in the face. I'm not going to give it to him. I hope nobody does. I'm not calling on anyone to commit acts of violence, but that is what he deserves.
Be scared about the state of our democracy.
What do you mean snatching it? You know, folks, not just anyone can be invited as a guest to be on CNN. You got to be especially stupid and really hate the United States of America. No one has a right to security clearance. And the president has every right, according to the Constitution, to remove people's security clearance.
Chilling action.
Now, I don't know how that woman got her job. She can't speak well on camera, so I'm just guessing. This guy talking is a putz. This is not Donald Trump trying to get his enemy. This is John Brennan seeing the president of the United States as his enemy and doing everything to take him down. And my friends, those are the good points. John Brennan is a piece of garbage. All those other people that Mark Levin mentioned, also anti-American, swamp-dwelling pieces of trash. Don't be fooled by what you're hearing on the major networks. We'll be right back.
And in the fullness we have all received, and grace for grace. For the law was given through Moses, but grace and truth came through Yeshua HaMashiach, Jesus the Christ. No one has seen God the Son who is in the book of the prophet. He has declared it.
All right, folks, welcome back. Howard Riell, Riell Truth. If you're listening on radio, check me on YouTube. I'm holding up a copy of Dinesh D'Souza's brand new book, Death of a Nation. I'm about halfway through it. It's excellent. You've got to buy a copy and read it. Share it. talk about it, and then act on it. Here's someone else who's got a book coming out in the next week. Ann Coulter being interviewed by Mark Simone earlier today. Here we go.
Ann Coulter has a special occasion.
All right, guys, can we get through the chit-chat and to the real stuff, please? That's because liberals will say anything they think the American public wants to hear and will get them vote. Liberals lie.
For our boys in blue, I'd also add, as I described in the book, is their celebration when the Inspector General report came out, saying that they could not find any specific evidence that a decision was directly a result of Peterson's bias. We have been a part of other discrimination cases. Specific decision, you couldn't have discrimination law if that's what the standard was. I mean, obviously, there's a pretty big elephant in the room when the lead investigator, both on the police investigation and the investigation, is like through Irish and Texas. He was head of the FBI. I mean, the problem, one of the, and I but there are
All right, I don't want to take any calls, especially since they're not mine, but I want you to go and buy her book on Monday or Tuesday, whenever the hell it's coming out. No, I don't get a penny for promoting it. I never met Ann Coulter, but I've read her books in the past, and each one is excellent. Adios, America changed the course of this country. It put the spotlight for the first time on the horrible things that result from illegal immigration. Donald Trump read it, and then he started talking about immigration, and that's when Trump clinched the presidency. Item from Reuters. At one of Caracas's biggest public hospitals, most bathrooms are closed. Patients fill jugs from a tiny tap on the ground floor that sometimes has a trickle of water. Operations are postponed or canceled. The Central Venezuelan University Hospital, once a Latin American leader, is reeling as taps run dry. My friends, you can tell who the idiots are. You can tell, it's very easy. They're the ones extolling the virtues of socialism. They're schmucks. Socialism brings poverty. Tell them that. They won't listen, but it's fun to watch the expression on their faces. We'll be back.
Many different brands, right? You want to buy the cheapest rated quality of that. What do you buy the most expensive? Truth is, the cheapest may be better. Peanut butter all manufactured in our country is called man at 45 cents by chicken street, using the highest quality herbs for all of the world. Our 150 different herbs in America. Our guarantee is to come back to just drink about a 6-year bull. No way with that. So if you come to our new location, look for our new name, get the call at 888-765. That's 888-765-4372.
All right, folks, welcome back. You know, John Brennan, former CIA director, he became a political animal relatively late in life, late in his career. When he saw his career in intelligence was winding down, he went looking for powerful asses to kiss. He found Barack Obama's. He found the Democrat parties, And so he did, and he is doing now whatever his masters are telling him to do, which is try and take out Donald Trump before he can drain the swamp. Here is Dr. Sebastian Gorka being interviewed on Breitbart News. Let's listen.
So let's talk about my favorite.
That's because CNN goes on the assumption that you are a moron, and that any lie they tell you, you will swallow, hook, line, and sinker. Not happening, CNN.
You know, we don't know the reason that
All right, the details, we're about to hit a commercial break. The details can be found in the Quran. Turkey is a Muslim country. Like all Muslim countries, like all Muslims, they're vying for power, influence. That's what they want. They want power. They want to be in a situation where they can dominate other people. It's what Islam is all about, and that is why Islam needs to be caged, shackled, muzzled, and controlled. It's still early enough in the process here in America for us to do that if we want to.
terrifying to be driven over.
The American students were funded or supported by federal schools or government programs. The American student is not sponsored by advertising, demand content or programs. The American student network is so funded by so we know the American student network is uncertainty or funded by the American student network. 263-4228.
All right, folks, welcome back to Riell Truth. Here's a video with Tucker Carlson. When I saw the headline, I knew I had to put it on my show. It says, Tucker reacts to anti-Christian trans gubernatorial candidate. Yeah, you heard it right. Here's Tucker Carlson on Fox News.
Or from appearing on
All right, and folks, that's why you listen to Riell Truth, because I will say it. Islam is the religion that regularly murders gay people, not aside from murdering Jews and Christians and what have you. Islam throws gays off of roofs, sinks them underwater, locked in cages, sets fire to them. That's Islam, I-S-L-A-M.
who else? You're absolutely right.
Well, folks, how about that? Hang on one second. Let's put this in perspective. Do you have to have half a brain to run for Congress? Do you have to know anything to run for Congress? Well, I always thought you did. But then look at Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, who doesn't know her backside from a hole in the ground. But she's okay because she's a woman of color. Now look at this freak, transgender, doesn't know his backside from, well, any of his friends' backsides, has had mutilating surgery, almost certainly been pumped full of hormones. He doesn't know anything, but he's transgender, and so the Democrats love him. Her. Him.
Entire state of Vermont.
All right, here's another Democrat who's lying. He's lying. At the very best, he's shading the truth. He says, well, in his opinion, he would be okay saying that. But at the same time, he knows for the majority, the overwhelming majority of Democrats, of liberals, they would come down on him like a ton of bricks for speaking the truth. You know, that is perhaps one of the stupidest things that people regularly say. Radical people in every religion. Okay. So right off the bat, the fact that Islam is amazingly radical, the large majority of Muslims are radical, well, that's exactly the same thing as a Christian guy beating someone up in the street. Folks, don't vote for Democrats. Not only don't they know anything, but they lie to your face. They lie. And as per Andrew Cuomo, they don't really like America very much. Don't vote Democrat. We'll be back and we'll wrap things up for the week right here on Riell Truth.
Houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable purpose and speech shall not fire. And no more justice, but a comparable law, supported by both for affirmation, and particularly expressing the message to be heard, and the purpose or things to be seen. Capital Council is willing to put their lives in the box for us to still get no sense. So let's all take time to thank our first responders for all they do. Also thanking our veterans for the sacrifice they made for our freedom. This message is from Chapel Town, LLC, the 10 locations in Denver and Fort Hall, serving the community for over 14 years. This is an online at chapeltown.com.
4 minutes left in the broadcast week. Item from hotair.com. The curious case of Representative Keith Ellison got even more curious in the hours leading the primary day in Minnesota. The woman who now accuses the deputy DNC chair says she will not release the video that her son described in his Facebook post this weekend as proof of the Democratic congressman's abuse of his mother. But also, as KARE11 reports, the Ellison campaign also admits he met with Monahan 2 months ago before filing for his run as state attorney general, unquote. My friends, I don't see what all the big deal is about. Keith Ellison is an anti-Semite, Christian-hating Muslim, first Muslim in Congress, and as a Muslim, he's allowed to slap the piss out of women. What's the problem? Item from InfoWars. Chris Cuomo, who works for CNN, the network that has spent the last year or so declaring that Trump supporters are about to attack and lynch journalists, defended Antifa thugs after they literally attacked journalists and police in Charlottesville over the weekend. Unquote. My friends, no surprise to find that Chris Cuomo is an asswipe. He's the brother of Andrew Cuomo, the governor of New York, another asswipe. Item from the Daily Caller. A New Mexico state judge ruled that 5 alleged Muslim extremists accused of training children to conduct school shootings do not have to remain in jail while they await trial for child abuse. Judge Sarah Backus released the 5 defendants: Siraj Wahaj, Hujra Wahaj, Subhana Wahaj, Jenny LaVale, and Lucas Morton on a $20,000 signature bond, according to the Albuquerque Journal. That means the defendants will not have to pay money unless they violate the conditions of their release. Unquote. My friends, one of the cancer cells riddling the body of the American body politic is liberal judges, like this moron Sarah Backus, who doesn't feel that these wackadoodles could possibly pose a threat to the American people. I say that if found guilty, they should be immediately removed from this country, as should Judge Sarah Backus. Item from the Sun Sentinel. They haven't even made it to high school yet, but they managed to hack into a mock version of Florida's election website and change the results in a matter of minutes. An 11-year-old boy pulled off the feat in less than 10 minutes during DEF CON 26, one of the world's largest hacking conventions, according to a report by PBS NewsHour. BuzzFeed reported another child, an 11-year-old girl, manipulated the site to make it appear that Libertarian candidate Darrell Castle had won Florida's presidential vote in 2016. The event took place last week in Las Vegas. My friends, there are a few things as chilling as the realization that our elections are not safe. Item from Breitbart. More than half of the annual inflow of foreign refugees arriving in the United States are on food stamps, a government report reveals. Stop. My friends, why do we need to import poverty? Why do we need to import people who will immediately become a burden on society? Well, if you're a Democrat, the answer is because we need Democrat voters. And that tells you everything you need to know about the Democrat Party. We don't want layabouts here in the United States. We don't want people who have no desire to be Americans, to learn English. We don't need them. We've got plenty of our own slackers here. We don't need to import them. And we don't need a Democratic political party that seeks to import them, because the Democrats realize Americans are not dumb enough to fall for their lies. So they'll bring people in from other countries who are dumb enough to swallow their lies, or at least will benefit from swallowing them. I am way out of time. I'll be back on Monday. Next Thursday, 10th anniversary, Riell Truth. Hasta lumbago.